Right rocket coming out.
Oh, thank you, perfect.
Let him be best.
Isn't.
Not be best, bro.
Let's see if I can double tap with the... That broke. 50 mil. Oh, you can.
There we go.
Oh, the Shroud. Hello. What's up, agents? And welcome back to another Division video. I wanted to show you a build that I randomly put together while I was in Iron Horse the other evening when I was live. If you want to catch me live, I go live most evenings around 8-9 p.m. UK time on YouTube and on Twitch. It'll be great to see you there. But I wanted to try out the Shroud. Usually when we get to that section at the end, I'll use a sniper build to take out the chungers in the last section. And I thought, you know what? Let's see how good the Shroud is in comparison to the Nemesis, because it's got the talent that is kind of the opposite way around to the Overdogs. You do the most damage to the highest ranking enemy in the area, and usually the Overdogs work quite well because they're the opposite way around. And I thought I would give it a go, and next thing you know, I'm hitting for like 79 million, which is higher than I ever remember my Nemesis hitting, which I think was close to 59 million. Obviously there's team buffs there involved and everything like that. So I've taken a second, I put it together normally. I'm here at Federal Emergency Bunker on Heroic, and that's no coincidence. It's kind of a bit of like a shooting gallery at this beginning section. So we're going to give it a go and see how we get on. Now, if you don't want to use the Shroud, you kind of don't have to. You could just use like an M700 with Determined, and that's probably going to work extremely well as well. Now, I've done all this just before, and it actually bugged out, and I didn't miss a shot, and now I've missed a shot, typical. But it does depend if you like to run sniper builds. As you can see, we can shoulder shot them just as good. I don't believe that shot missed. I'm not quite believe it. This guy. And kind of what's important is that with 0 stacks, you can take down an elite. That's kind of what's important. As you can see, we did that just then. It's something above me, like the sound for footsteps is driving me wild. And there you can go. I don't really want to go any further because at the end of the day, it's just a marksman rifle build. But there is definitely footsteps above me. That's what was driving my ears absolutely crazy. But this is the build that I put together. Now, there's a little bit of a contradiction here with the Shroud and the Overdogs, and we'll talk about that first. So let's just take a look at the Shroud. You want to get yourself a damaged target out of cover 1. What is unfortunate is that if you didn't claim the Shroud from the season track, currently it seems that you're unable to get the recal blueprint. So if you pick one of these up in Countdown, or if you actually craft it because you got the blueprint from Retaliation, it doesn't seem that you get the blueprint as well, which is a little bit of a bummer, I'm not going to lie. I have logged it though, because I've got a couple of teammates who, after seeing me do that damage with the Shroud, they're like, oh, I need to get myself some of this. But you can see here the high priority target talent amplifies weapon damage by 125% to the highest ranking enemies currently in combat, as per the tier hierarchy. So first of all, your hunters, rogue, leaders, tanks, shield, heavy weapons, RPG, medics, controllers, warhounds and marauders. They're your first ones, and it kind of works its way down to support engineers, things like that, and then any other enemy. Now this works kind of well anyway, because a lot of the time we have a lot of any other enemy on the field. So as of when I walked into this section, everything at the beginning section of this would be any other enemy. So yeah, you end up using it, you know, significantly. So it's not too much to worry about. And that's the same thing when it comes with the Overdogs. So although the overdogs are not a headshot damage, we still get this 30% amp a lot of the time because it uses the weakest link. And a lot of the time we're sat on any other enemy as well. So it will pay off for you to take a little bit of notice for this, for the Shroud talent especially. But you don't have to worry too much because they will work in unison as well. So yeah, really, really good for that. And then we are using 3 hotshot pieces because hotshot gives us 30% marksman rifle damage, 30% weapon handling, and 30% headshot damage. There's a bunch of other combinations when it comes to marksman rifle gear. We are spoilt a little bit when it comes to it. I'm looking at you, Chain Killer, Araldi, Breaking Point. There is just an absolute ton of different bits of gear where we can get quite a lot of headshot or marksman rifle damage. So for this build, really, you're going to have a lot of options, and I've got a lot of the pieces on me I can show you right now to what you can actually use if you can't get the pieces I've got. You just need 3 hotshot essentially and you'll be absolutely golden. Then you're going to want headshot damage on these pieces absolutely everywhere. You can see headshot damage here, and on the knees we've got headshot damage there. And then these are the 2 pieces where it becomes a little bit more tricky. Now these pieces are really, really hard to get because they don't roll with the red core attributes. For some reason, Habsburg decided to come with blue core attributes, which made no sense whatsoever. But it gets 13% headshot damage and again 20% marksman rifle damage, which is huge. But you only want one with Headhunter on, and then weapon handling I like. You could go crit chance instead of weapon handling if you're happy with your weapon handling. I just like having weapon handling. I think it just kind of helps, steadies the gun, reload a little bit quicker in them emergency situations and things like that. And then you're going to want Headhunter on. Now we're going to cap out Headhunter with this because we're going to be over the headshot damage cap. So you can see here, damage is capped to 800% of your weapon damage. This is raised to 1250 if it's greater than 150. Well, that is easily done. We're at 299. So yeah, absolutely nothing to worry about when it comes to raising that cap. Then with the HG backpack, you can see here, weapon damage, headshot damage, weapon handling, headshot, and vigilance. I'm not sure if I've got an Unstoppable Force version. I'd have to check my stash. But when running solo, I would actually recommend using Unstoppable Force because if you do get tagged, you'll lose this 25% damage bonus, and it can happen quite a lot. I do run the decoy for that reason, so that I'm not getting tagged. But if you've got an Unstoppable Force version, I highly, highly, highly recommend that as well. If you don't want to use the Shroud, the M700 Carbon is definitely a really good go-to. Damage to target over and determined. You can just pop away, but it depends if you like that determined life or you actually want to play a bit more like a sniper would actually play in the game. Let's put it that way. I am 30 expertise. Don't let that put you off. This build will one pop like it's doing from like around level 10 expertise as well. Damage is definitely not a factor. You have got an absolute ton to play with. I think if you're hitting over 27 million, you're absolutely fine. And as you saw before, we're hitting 40, 50. So yeah, and if you're in a group, you can look forward to hitting up to 70, 80. So yeah, you've got nothing to worry about when it comes to damage and when it comes to expertise. Now, when it comes to the other pieces here, if you can't get the HG because it's very hard to get, we'll give a mention to some other pieces here. You could use the Chain Killer. Now, Chain Killer by itself is actually a better piece than using the HG. The good thing about the HG is the 2-piece bonus, the 20% marksman rifle, which gives that then the edge when you look at the damage numbers in the range and whatnot and on paper. So, but yeah, you're losing next to nothing if you put on a Chain Killer because you've not got a HG chest. And the Chain Killer is dead easy to pick up. Absolutely recommend. And there isn't really any other options then at that point when it comes to that chest piece slot. But then actually you might want to make a few changes and not use the HG backpack at that point, because really at that point it's kind of just not worth using it because you're only getting 13% headshot damage from the brand set bonus. So at that point, then moving forward, I would then definitely recommend, where is it? Did I scroll past it? Yeah, an Araldi backpack. Because the 10% constant marksman rifle damage bonus is going to do you way better than 13% headshot damage bonus. Because it's always on. So if you do, like me, often tag a shoulder or something like that, you're going to get the advantage of that 10% marksman rifle damage bonus rather than the 13% headshot that might not equate. Because let's say you've not got your headhunter stacked up or something like that, then you know you're on for a winner with this. I wouldn't necessarily run 2 marksman rifles either. You know, let's face it, that could lead to trouble. I'd be whacking on a Lexington or something like that. And then if you want to be really fancy, a harvest with damage target out of cover and determine will work here as well, especially if you're in heroic, even though you are spec'd into marksman rifle damage everywhere. Yeah, that will still work because, like I said before, we are pushing the damage barrier so high, it's kind of irrelevant when it comes to heroic content. Would I run this in legendary? Absolutely not. This is more of a, you know, today I woke up and I want to be a sniper and it's a lot of fun kind of build. So that will be it for the video. I'm going to do the next room. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to do it with the M700 Carbon. But at this point, feel free to like the video. If you've not yet subscribed, helping us grind to that 40k, please do so. Have yourself a wonderful New Year's Eve and New Year's Day if I don't see you beforehand. Thank you for watching. Thank you for all the love and support this year. And here is to a wonderful 2026. Thanks for watching, agents. Goodbye.
Safe area detected.
You know that bitch hiding from us was at Roosevelt Island.
Let's leave this city!
no way the outcast could have taken out an entire squad in a fair fight. It's not possible.
Guess my apes are cool.
Online computer.